Welcome to A&B Horror Movies. I'm Aaron, and I'm joined today by Jerry from the Horror Heads podcast, and we are very excited to chat with Daniel DelPurgatorio today. Daniel, welcome.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. We can't wait to talk with you about your brand new film, Marshmallow. I've watched it twice now. I'm a fan. It's an amazing installment into the summer camp slasher. It's fun, it's smart, and it's just plain incredible if you ask me. So, congratulations on your new film.
I hear that you are going to summer camp.
I'm being sent to summer camp.
Sweetie, tell your counselors if you have any trouble sleeping, they can get in touch with us.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Hey, how are y'all? Welcome.
I know you don't understand this, but you need this. And I swear it's gonna be the best summer ever.
First year here?
Yeah?
I can tell.
Your file mentioned that you have nightmares sometimes.
There used to be cabins all throughout these woods. One of those cabins belonged to a doctor. He had this huge cellar in the basement. If you stay up too late, or if you leave your cabin past curfew, you just might see the doctor.
I saw him.
He's not real, Morgan. It's just a dumb story.
It's the doctor! He's real!
I do want to do a quick introduction. Let's see, you co-directed Tales of the Black Firefighter. You also wrote and directed Other, Bug Bites, Third Wheel, and Bodies. And you also worked on the effects for Gags the Clown, which is one of my favorite found
Yeah,
footage movies. I love that film. It deserves more attention.
so good.
So if we have time, maybe I'll ask you a few questions about that.
Yeah.
Um, but with that, let's jump right into it. So let's talk about Marshmallow. My first question for you is, how did you get involved with Marshmallow, and what was it about the idea and the script that appealed to you?
Yeah. So I had made a short film a handful of years ago, and it opened up for a feature film. And then I just hit it off with the producer and director, and we stayed in touch over the years. And they had, I worked on some films that they were doing, some effects and stuff like that. And they had this Marshmallow film, and they're like, "Hey, we have a pretty cool project. Would you be interested in taking a look?" So I read it, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, awesome." And for me personally, it hit on two levels. One, the like reading it, I was like, "Oh, this is something that would have been really cool to have seen as a kid." Like I really liked that, and it like reconnected to me to obviously childhood. And then
Mhm.
as a parent, the second half, how the film is split, the second half of it, I really connected with as an adult and as a parent, and that was like a really heavy thing for me. So I thought it was an interesting mix. Like very rarely do you get to kind of like tap into like the nostalgia and then also into current times. So yeah,
Mhm.
so all of that kind of just clicked for me.
Yeah, agreed. And Jerry, before you jump in, I just want to say that your film is basically it's a summer camp slasher where the campfire tale comes to life and a masked killer starts to attack the camp, at least on the surface. But there's so much more going on with your film. No spoilers. But there's a twist there that I didn't see coming, and I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
Jerry, I will stop now and let you ask a
Yeah,
question.
yeah, no, that was absolutely a great question. And honestly, Daniel, anything that takes place like at summer camp and anything in the 80s with that nostalgia, such a hook for me. So like I really
Yeah.
enjoyed the film too. And honestly, I think like what really stood
Mhm.
out to me is like the cast. I mean, you had like such like a young cast and they were kind of unknowns. You found some gems. So I'm just curious, are there any challenges, with basically, during the casting or working with maybe such a young cast, or is that just your preference?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing for us was like when we landed, like when the job was moving forward or the film was moving forward, we were like, oh shit, we have all kids. I mean, the whole movie is kids, not only the, like the primary cast, but all the backgrounds and everything.
Yeah.
But honestly, like when we started casting, like we saw the kid, like everybody you see in the film, they were amazing. And honestly, every role was sort of, there was something about each role that kind of connected with each of the kids. And so a lot of the things in it, like Hugh, who played Morgan, like he had a near drowning
Oh
experience.
wow.
He's sort of an introvert. Like he's had a hard time finding his place in the world because he's so like quiet and reserved. So it was really amazing, like how all of these like little things clicked with all of the kids, and I think that that was the biggest thing. Like when we cast everybody, we made sure the voice was how they talked, and I think more than anything, with working with the kids was great. I mean, like I felt like a kid myself on set. It's like we all had so much fun. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It felt super authentic. Like now that you're saying like, some of the kids, they really connected to like their roles and it kind of like reflected who they were. Like I felt that. I felt like I was watching like a group of kids that, are kind of
Mhm.
getting together and going through like that summer camp. So I thought that was really cool, but great to hear that, that's kind of like what you were looking for, when you found them.
Yeah, absolutely.
and
I mean, taking
honestly,
that,
like they
go
all
ahead.
they all became fast friends. They all became fast friends. And like as we were filming, they became more and more like became closer and closer as the film was going. So even though that's how the script was, and it sort of was true to life, like it was really weird. Like, and they're still like buddies now, which is cool.
Oh, I love
So,
that. And
yeah,
taking it one step further, the film at its heart is a coming of age story.
yeah.
How did you relate to that at a personal level? I mean, I guess from looking back to being a child and also being an adult now. And I have to ask, were you ever stalked by a masked killer in your youth?
Yeah, I mean, for
We've had some technical difficulties, but we're back. And Daniel, back to the question. How did you relate to the coming age aspect of Marshmallow?
Yeah, I think the for me the movie first and foremost was a coming of age story through and through. And I think that everything that happens in the movie ties very, very tight to that, the fact that it is a coming of age story, like even when things go in different directions. Honestly, I think that finding yourself in the world is a tough thing when you're a kid.
Mhm.
But as an adult now, like I'm still trying to find myself and find my place. And it's when you move or have a new job or whatever, like that never goes away. And I think that we really wanted to tell that story from a kid's perspective, but then also again, as things sort of shift and turn in the movie, we wanted to have people experiencing the same thing on an adult perspective.
Yes, absolutely. And I think everyone can relate to that
You
in
know?
some way or
Yeah.
another, right? Whether you're 15 or 45.
Yeah. 100%.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting a message that my internet is unstable. So
Oh
let's see.
man, wow.
Jerry, maybe you should jump in
Yeah,
and ask a question before I
yeah. I
before
got
I
this.
glitch out.
Yeah, 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 guys. I don't know if I've been watching like too much Argento lately, but when I was watching
Mm.
this film, Daniel, I really feel like a lot of it, like where you had like those a lot of washed out scenes to really soften it up, or like blown out, like what like CJ was like in the hospital. What I think is like a lesson in lighting in this film.
Yeah, I think that, for me, like I wasn't, watching a ton of stuff when we were prepping for it, but, with when I worked with Philippe, the DP, we sort of pulled a lot of references, and like we wanted the camp aspect of it to be I kept calling it Disneyland or Disney World. Like that whole camp thing needed a specific look for a specific
Yeah,
reason, you know what I mean? Which was important. And then when we did like a lot of the nightmare sequence stuff, we had a different look for that. We wanted it to feel, familiar, but also to kind of like tie into some of how we're used to seeing dreams and experiencing stuff like through the mind's eyes, so to speak. And then, there's a scene in there with CJ gets, it's a very white, washed out scene. That was,
Yeah.
I think I was kind of inspired by more like 70s, like rolled on a wire, like looks for that, and wanted it to be a very sort of sterile, Apple-esque, what I imagine like an Apple like factory would be like, you know what I mean? Or like technology factory.
That's awesome.
And so we had these kind of three unique looks that we thought worked together very well, but also felt different enough that you could kind of understand where you were in the film,
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And I think that vision like really came through. That was awesome.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I wanted to talk a little bit about there's a blend of dark humor and psychological tension, so comedy and horror. Can you speak to why you think comedy and horror work so well together, and how did you choose to deliver that in your film?
Yeah, I think with the kids in general, like kids are fucking funny. Like they just say things that are, I think that they don't have a filter, you know what I mean? And like, I remember, I still do this, but I remember like being a kid and speaking faster than I was thinking. And part of the humor for the kids aspect of it, I think, is just like the nature of how like they're together and they gel and vibe. For the adults in the film, obviously they had a very specific reason. And, you mentioned that you watched the film more than once, but like every line of dialogue and every like performance of those people is very specific. You know what I mean? Yes. And so a lot of humor kind of comes out based on who the characters are and why the characters are what they are. And I think that just kind of played up, like, obviously we referenced like Meatballs and Wet Hot American Summer.
Of course.
There needed to be tropes for a reason. Like the tropes were in there for a reason. Like we specifically wrote and put things in there that we've seen before because of what happens and this Disneyland or Disney World's, aspect of it, so yeah.
In a subtle way, though, so it's not like in your face, but watching it, if you're familiar with the other films that you're mentioning, you can pick up on it. And I think it all works so well together. The gradual unraveling until you finally realize what's happening. I think it's like a puzzle that comes together flawlessly.
And what's interesting too? What's interesting as well is like outside of the tropes of like what you see in horror movies or camp slashers or camp horror films, like if you go to camp, it's all the same shit. You know what I mean? Like it all comes from a real place. Like after we filmed the movie, I dropped my kids off at Sleepaway Camp like 2 weeks later. And every single thing that we had just shot, I was like, oh yeah, here's checking in, here's dropping off. Oh, I can't go back here. Like all of that stuff is there,
Right. The swim test. Yes. I have some anxiety still about the summer camp sleepaway swim test.
Yeah. It's creepy shit. It really is.
Yes, for sure. Jerry, I'll let you jump in.
Dan, did you actually go to sleepaway camp when you were younger? Is this the sleepaway camp that you went to, or is this just like another version of that? Just out of curiosity.
I'm on the move. I'm just trying to find like a good like spot. Let's see.
It's like a found footage film.
Do you see me now?
Yes. We can see you now, and we can hear you, and you seem to be connected.
But all right, so sorry guys, some more technical difficulties, but we're back. And Daniel, I mean, I just have to know, did you ever go to summer camp? Is this like the vision you had for summer camp? Is this based on maybe like some past experiences? Because this is like, quite terrifying, but, it feels like you might have like some of that insider knowledge of what's really happening at summer camp. So were you ever there?
Yeah, so I went to like day camp. I never did like a sleepaway camp. And it wasn't honestly until my kids, like I had kids and like started taking my kids there, that I like kind of found out, like you'd always hear about it, so, but I know Andy, who wrote the film, he did go to sleepaway camp, and a lot of the film is like rooted in stuff that happened to him.
Oh, wow.
but when we filmed this movie, like we lived at that camp essentially the entire time that we filmed. And it felt like this was my camp. You know what I mean? Like I did feel like I was 11 years old. Like all the kids were like 11 and 12 years old. So like, you know, I was hanging out with like kids and playing in the water, and sitting, but yeah, campfire. Like it was awesome. So I got to like live at a much older age.
Yeah, you were like a counselor, right? So you've sort of had the sleepaway camp experience now.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. How did you scout for the location? How did you choose the camp?
Yeah, so when we decided we were going to shoot, like based on the fact that, you know, everything needed to be green, meant that it had to happen at, you know, the end of the school year or summer. And as we started like scouting, a lot of camps were actually opening up and they were all going to be like active. So that started to, you know, be a little bit of a thing. But then we got some pictures of the camp that we went to, and the camp wasn't active. It was actually shut down, except for like the mess hall. Like they would rent it out for weddings and stuff like that. So we went there, and it was great. I mean, it still was, you know, looked nice. So when we decided to shoot there, we went in and like we had to like clean everything and rebuild stuff and get like power, you know, running and plumbing and all of that stuff.
Wow.
So there was a lot of like rebuild that had to happen, but all the you know, all the beats were there, which was cool.
I have to say that sounds like the setup for many sleepaway camp summer slashers, right?
Was it Crystal Lake? Ready. Is that the camp that you were at? I mean, it's a little creepy.
Yeah, I found this old camp sign here.
Yeah, it was cool though, because like, you know, we were able to block out the time that we needed. You know what I mean? Like we knew how much time we needed, and we just like we got in a little early to sort of do the prep and the rebuild and the cleaning and all that, and dress everything and, you know, bring stuff in. And then once, I think we shot for 3 weeks, and then once like we started shooting, like we were there the whole time, which was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I mean, I think you guys did like an awesome job. I think the set pieces look like incredible. The props are incredible. And I think I'm going to hit you with pretty much what I think is the most important question of tonight. And I want to know, I have to know, I think, is who was responsible for making that hot cocoa, because it was the most amazing looking thing I've ever seen. And I just want to guzzle it.
Yeah. The funny thing is we made we made so much of that cocoa, like we were shooting it, and like we were like giving them out, and by the time we were ready to start rolling, the kids had like were guzzling it. And it was
that's awesome.
It was like, okay guys, hold on, don't drink it until we start filming. And we go back, okay, everyone ready? We're like, oh, all the cups are empty. Have to remake it. So yeah.
Well, who did it? Who's the person that made it? Because there was like that shot that was just like a close up when it was like sitting on like Morgan's kind of like table over there. I'm like,
with like the whipped cream on the
top. I was about to jump into my like TV and like grab that.
It came, I remember it was our prop master, and his name is Roman, and like he showed up, and I think in the script it said like Collins walks in with like a comically like, you know, picturesque, you know, cup of cocoa or something like that. It was like ridiculous in the script, and when he brought that in, I was like, oh, you fucking nailed it. It was
nailed
great.
it. That's awesome. So
yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, totally. I don't know if I did, but I should have gone to see if I had some, what is it, Swiss Miss in my cabinet. some that expired years ago, right? We all have some of those packets lying around.
My wife, like, she bought like hot chocolate for the kids, and
yes,
and like she was like making it, and like the kids like are like, no, we don't want this, we want the other kind. And it was like she bought like a fancy one, and they were like, no, we want the other stuff, which was like the Swiss Miss stuff, you know?
With the extra marshmallows.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
the Lucky Charms.
Yeah. I don't want to
yes.
I was definitely envious, and I watched the film twice, and it did stick out to me both times. I'm like, why am I fixated on this of all the things that are happening in this film? Which I'm like, why this? But I'm happy this script is backing me up right now. So anyone who's checking it out, you definitely keep an eye out for that hot cocoa.
Yeah, and that's great advice, right? If you're going to watch it for the first time, have some hot cocoa standing by. by, and you will thank us. So there's a lot. That is a great question. I love that. There's a lot of buzz about your film, which I think is well deserved, and the horror community is embracing it. I've heard it referred to as a gateway horror. What are your thoughts of or around comparing your film to a gateway horror? And do you have some gateway horror movies that you enjoyed when you were growing up?
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I think even when I got the script and we talked about it, we knew that that was sort of where it fell, which I think is cool. And like, again, I kind of gravitated towards the fact that it was something I would have wanted to watch when I was a kid. And while, I think kids can enjoy it and will enjoy it and have fun with it, there are deeper, heavier things that adults will latch onto in a different way than kids will. So I think it's always fun when you're able to kind of like reach multiple different types of audiences. And, when the film was put into theaters, they didn't want to rate it for that reason. They wanted to kind of keep the door open to all different, types of people that would see it. Now, granted, when with this type of a film, like we knew early on, like people were going to go in and we're going to be bummed that there wasn't, a dude cutting kids' heads off or whatever. And that was not the movie that we wanted to make. Like that was never the intention, but we knew that because it's a summer camp horror film that some people are going to expect that. And we hoped that, some people would go in expecting that and would be surprised and would feel like they were rewarded with what that is. But, it's like any type of movie. It goes both ways. Some people want, kids' heads getting cut off and like whatever, like they want Jason going around, brutally attacking everybody. And some people go on the journey and that's the fun of art. You know what I mean? Making something that, speaks to you, and seeing how people react to it one way or the other. And it's been really cool. Like, this is a super independent movie, which is always fun because you kind of get to go outside of the normal box of what we're used to and try things a little bit differently. And it's you never know when you put your baby out in the world, like out in the wild, like what'll happen. Like, will anybody see it? Will some people see it? Like, you just don't know. And it's always cool to like having connected with you guys, have seen the film. Like I love that. It's great. And to hear, both sides of it, people that really like it, people that don't like it, but that's why we make art. We want to start a conversation, and anybody's voice is important on both sides of the coin, which is cool.
Yeah. The important thing is that it's getting consumed.
Yeah.
And not everyone will like it, but they're watching it. So that's a win.
Yeah. 100%.
I have a few more kind of fun questions, but Jerry, I want to give you a chance to jump in.
Sure. I'll just kind of work off of what you were just talking about, Daniel. So, I mean, you basically, had some time to like, sit with the film for a while and kind of get some feedback. Looking back, is there anything you wished that maybe you could have done with this film that maybe you didn't due to like maybe time or budget or anything like that? And the most important question here is, will it be in the sequel?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of my questions. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's great. I love it. I can't wait to hear what he says.
It's tough. Like, I feel that as an artist, you're never done with your work. And if you can keep going, you don't stop. But I think, for me, and I think all artists in general, like you got to be finished at some point. And like, I try not to look back at it and go, oh, I wish I would have done this or tried this or hear what other people would have wanted, you know what I mean? Or what people liked or whatever. I think it's just, at the end of the day, like, the best compliment I got was my kids went to see it with me in the theater and they like, Dad, we really liked your movie. And I was like, I'm done. Like I could close the book.
That's
I don't care
amazing.
what else. Yeah. I don't care what else happens or what anybody else says. Like that was the victory for me.
Hell yeah.
And so because of that, I felt like I could close the book, which is cool. But in terms of a sequel, like when we were, can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah, you cut
Yeah,
out for a
I
second.
paused
You're
for- I
back. You're back.
You're back.
Paused
Yeah,
right
keep
at the
going.
sequel part. And you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
it was like a cliffhanger all of a sudden. Like I was
I
like
know. I was
about
looking
to
over
edge
to
into
Jerry.
like
I was like, Jerry's moving, so we're still here. But go in terms of the
yeah.
sequel.
Yeah, when we were making the movie, like we weren't like nothing in the script was like written so it had to be a sequel. You know what I mean? Like we told the story we wanted to tell, though we knew that there was a big lore, and we had wrote a lot of lore, and we had wrote a lot of stuff, so we knew the reason why everything happens. But I think that as we finished it up, we were like, oh shit, it would be really fun to explore. And we talked about ideas. And of course, like with independent movies, like depending on how good it does, we'd love to do it. And, the idea that the stuff that we wrote is crazy. It's very different than this movie, which is cool. Like, you don't want to just do the same thing over and over again. So it would be a much darker film for sure.
Next time around. Nice. Well, I hope it happens.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. Will we ever get a physical release? I'm all about
we're
physical
talking
media. So
we're talking to a few people to try to get that. I'm a physical guy, as like physical media person as well. So that's what I want.
Cool. Yes. Same here. Well, I hope it happens.
Yeah. We actually do have a toy coming out, like a 375 action carded vintage figure coming out very soon. Like I just got the prototype, like the full package prototype in the mail. So hopefully we'll have that soon. So I'll let you know. It looks fucking cool.
It's amazing.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Keep
You
us
got to see some of my office glimpsing in the background. So
yes.
Like, a total nerd
quick,
for that stuff.
Quick walk-through tour. That was fantastic. And now there's a thunder and lightning storm happening. So let's see. Before we get to we have the this or that segment that we talked about before we started recording, where we basically ask you two things. Usually there's no right or wrong answer, and it's often kind of fun. But before we do that, for those who haven't seen your film, how would you describe Marshmallow using other films like Alien meets Predator, if you could pitch it for those watching and haven't seen it?
I would say Sleepaway Camp meets Black Mirror.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
I love that. That
Nailed
totally
it.
works. Yes, for sure. And all right, excellent. So let's go right into this or that. Hopefully our connection will stick. The first one is Sleepaway Camp or The Burning.
Damn, that's a loaded one. I'd say Sleepaway Camp.
Cropsey deserved a sequel, but never happened. And Sleepaway Camp got a few sequels. Doesn't mean they were good though, but they're there. All right, cool.
Daniel,
Jerry.
This is going to blow your mind because we didn't know how you were going to answer like these questions. So
oh my God, you're right.
Yeah. So just given the pitch that you gave, like what is your film kind of a combination of Sleepaway Camp and Black Mirror? And Aaron's first question was basically about Sleepaway Camp. So you're going to be blown away right now. This or that, The Twilight Zone or Black Mirror?
Oof. And I'll say Twilight Zone.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I fucking love,
that's tough.
I love Black Mirror so much. It's so fucking great. But I grew up watching Twilight Zone, and I just have so much memory of it. You know what I mean? And I think that movies are so specific to where you were in your life when you first saw it or first got into something. And I just have such a good, it just connects with me from more of like a longer period. And I think that's why I would choose that.
Yeah. And plus we have the Twilight Zone marathon every New Year's Day. I still tune in.
Yeah. You can just jump in whenever.
I'd love it. Yeah, totally. Okay. The next one, we didn't want to go with the original. So we got sequels here. Friday the 13th, part 2 or part 4?
Part 2. And the reason it's a part 2 is when I was a kid, I stole my dad's VHS tape of Road Warrior, Friday the 13th, Part 2, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So
nice.
I have a very, again, a connection to that film. Like I remember seeing that when I was a kid with all three of those that kind of fucked me up in one way or another.
I love that. I
I
love
mean,
that.
if you're gonna
Yeah.
steal 3 films, those are the three to steal. That's
Oh,
awesome.
absolutely. Yes.
And it was all on it was recorded all on one tape. So I
Oh,
watched them. Yeah, I watched like Mad Max first, Friday the 13th, Part 2 second, and then Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it was like progressively, fucking me up more and more as yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
that's awesome. It's like 6 hours of anxiety and torture. It's amazing.
I was like a kid and my parents left and I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to take this. And like at that time, I didn't know that movies could make you feel like that. I didn't know you could do like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was like, I've never seen anything like it. It felt like it was like a snuff film or something when I was like 9 or 8, or however.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like the old VHS tapes with the tube TVs.
Yeah. Oh,
Whole
yeah.
new experience. There was no HD back then.
Nope.
Yeah. 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 I can relate. I don't know. Where are we, Jerry? I think it's your
Yeah,
turn.
it's all right. Okay. Cabin in the Woods or beach resort?
Man, I would say Cabin in the Woods. Yeah. Yeah. I think that was, I like both film just because it did something again very different for the genre,
Yeah,
and it's always
yeah,
fun to see
so
somebody
good.
kind of come out and swing and just do something a little unexpected.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Little Shop of Horrors or the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, I love that.
So good. I love that too.
Yeah, they're both really really good. And again, I remember it from being young, but I remember watching that with my dad, and just it was great.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna change the mood a little bit here, Danielle. Mac and cheese or grilled cheese?
Ooh.
That's tough.
That is
Man,
tough.
I mean, any kind of cheese is good, right? I'll say, what kind of mac and cheese are we talking?
When you envision mac and cheese, like whatever
What
that
comes
is,
to
yeah, what
mind?
comes to mind, like that awesome bowl of like golden deliciousness.
Yeah, that's a really loaded question.
We're here to ask the hard questions.
Yeah, I'm gonna say grilled.
Wow, really? Okay.
Wait,
There's
he
no
cut
wrong
off.
answers.
What
Yeah.
did he say? I didn't catch it.
Grilled cheese.
Just for
Grilled cheese. Okay.
grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese.
But it's funny.
Yes.
The other day, I went with my buddies. We went out and we stopped at a mac and cheese place, and I got a big ass fucking skillet of mac and cheese, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
how about the skillet of mac and cheese with grilled cheese on the side?
Ooh.
Is that taking it too far? Mind
No, it's
mind
good.
blown. That'd be
Yeah, I
good.
think you need to make a grilled cheese with macaroni and cheese on top of it.
And some ketchup.
Yeah. So it's funny. I had a friend that ate his macaroni and cheese with ketchup all the time.
Yeah,
I
I
tried
do.
it, and it's actually not terrible. Like
No,
for
it's
what
pretty
it is.
good.
But yeah.
It
I'm gonna say
depends.
it's not
Like
a New York thing.
Yeah.
It's not.
No, I don't know. I'm from New
Definitely
York.
not New.
That's where I learned
I
how
don't
to
know.
do it.
Have you ever? But
It's try it with Kraft mac and cheese. Put
I will
ketchup
try
on
it
top.
after this. I will try it and give
It's
some
good.
feedback.
We're
I
gonna
was
get a lot of hate on this from that. Yeah.
yeah. So maybe we should move on. Okay, back to movies. Maniac 1980 or Maniac 2012.
Ooh,
That's tough. Yeah.
I love the score of the original Maniac so much. That score is fantastic. I use it and reference it all the time. But I really did enjoy the remake a lot. I thought that was really good. I'll go with the remake.
The remake. Okay.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Really, no wrong answer there. They're both
Absolutely.
incredible.
They're
Yeah,
both-
it's tough choice. All right, I'm gonna switch it up to some directors. James Wan or Mike Flanagan?
Damn, these are tough. I'm gonna go with James Wan. And I think just for the sake of
like there's always spikes in the genre, right? And I think James Wan kind of came when we were at a low point and sort of like brought things back, and Mike's a fantastic director as well. But I think that, again, it's like a time in my life where it was cool to see like a burst again in the horror films.
Yeah.
You know, it just sort of opened the door again for a lot of filmmakers too. Like I think his work, the industry.
Yeah, I think so too. Awesome. And Mike Flanagan's doing the new Carrie, so let's see what will be done with that. We all know how that story goes. Okay, some gateway horrors here. Monster Squad or The Gate?
Monster Squad. Yeah, I still love that movie.
I love that.
Yeah.
I do too. Oh my God, it takes me back. Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry, I got ahead of myself. You're next.
Yeah, no, it's okay. And this one's gonna hit like super, super close to home. Roasted or uncooked marshmallows?
Oh, roasted for sure. Yeah. We actually, me and my kids did s'mores the other night, and I'm a marshmallow with Reese's peanut butter cup. And,
so you're a pro.
Oh, yeah. Wow, you don't mess around.
Yeah. It's funny, when we had our premiere for the film, they had like a s'mores person that was there, and they were making like these fancy s'mores. Like, it was pretty legit. It was crazy.
Oh, where was the premiere, if you don't mind me asking?
It was in LA. Yeah, it was a cast.
Awesome. Yeah, very cool.
A lot of cast there and stuff. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, one last question. The Jaws franchise or the Halloween franchise?
Oh, damn. Franchise though, shit. I love Jaws. Like, Jaws is my top.
Yeah.
Jaws is my top 5 favorite films. I love Halloween so much. But damn, we're talking the whole franchise, huh? I think Halloween franchise is yeah. I mean,
I'd go with that too.
Yeah, not like Jaws 3 and 4, not my jam. I could watch 2. Jaws 1. It's funny. My wife was making fun of me because the other day I watched it 3 times. I could not stop watching it. It just kept like playing
like back to back. Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah. I had it on my TV. I was working, and it like ended.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna put it back on. Well, first I watched it on the couch, and I went to work, and then I was like, I'm just gonna watch it. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And
yeah. Oh, so cool. Well, Daniel, thank you so much for chatting with us today. This has been fantastic. Congratulations on your new film, Marshmallow. And my last question for you is, how can folks find you on social media?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Instagram, Daniel.DelPurgatorio, if you could spell that, or my website, delpurgatorio.com. And it has a bunch of my films, shorts, features, all of that stuff.
Excellent. We will flash that across the screen. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us. If you are watching, like and subscribe because it helps our channel. And Jerry, thank you so much for joining as well. Make sure to check out Jerry's podcast, the Horror Heads podcast. And Daniel, once again, congrats on your film. And thank you so much for today. This has been fantastic, even with all the technical difficulties.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
I'm gonna not have dial-up soon. I can't wait.
Yes. The future is here.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you.